most unfortunate that well-known Hindi cine actor as well as actor on the English stage has expressed concern about the coexistence, peaceful coexistence between Hindu and Muslims. In the context which has taken place very recently in Bulandshahr in the state of Uttar Pradesh, where a police officer was killed while dealing with some persons who were protesting against the killing of the cow. Now, this is a very rare incident, that way, minute incident, which was unnecessarily has given a very large proportion. I would like to narrate similar incidents where intolerance has been shown by the very community in the interest of which Naseerudin Shah has come forward. Naseerudin Shah has done a great injustice to Hindus, who has come forward in order to accommodate the interests of the minorities, especially the Muslims. I will give one incident which has not been taught, or which is not being taught in our school curriculum. In the very first session of the Indian National Congress in 1885, Hindus have come forward and put forward a new idea of nation building. In that session, Hindus have declared that we are Indians and nobody should profess or proclaim or declare that he is Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Parsi, Jew. He should give up all such identities and declare himself as Indian. Nowhere in the history of the world, in all the other countries, you will not find an incident where majority has given up their nationality in order to accommodate the minorities, assimilate the minorities. Hindus has given a proposal to Muslims that we will come together and we will form a new nation which will be declared as Indian nation in 1885. It is the political conversion of the majority which has taken place in order to pacify, in order to remove whatever disbelief, misgivings Muslim might have entertained at that time. This has not happened anywhere in the world that the majority community has given up their nationality, has forsaken their nationality. Despite this, a great sacrifice that has been done by Hindus, Muslims have rejected this proposal. And they have proclaimed that they will remain, they are first Muslims, they will remain Muslims forever, and they will not join the Indian nation, Indian state, Hindi Rashtra. In 1888, Dr. Sir Syed Ahmad have rejected, on behalf of Muslim community, has rejected the idea of forming a new nation after coming together of both these Hindus and Muslims. We must remember what Dr. Syed Ahmad has said. It is a very not only important, it is a monumental statement. He had said that Hindus and Muslims are two separate and warring nations, and their coexistence is impossible, unthinkable, impracticable. The fight will go on. He has said so. The fight will go on till somebody conquers, somebody win over the other factor. Naseerudin Shah has not condemned and has not said that he doesn't agree with whatever Syed Ahmad has said. This is the same Syed Ahmad who later on was responsible for coming into being the Aligarh Muslim University. This is one incident. Secondly, I would like to say that Muslims had not given that way a fight against Hindus in order to have their own autonomous sovereign nation. In order to make peace with Muslims and in order to support the cause of Hindu-Muslim unity, Hindus have passed a resolution and has handed over some portion of their precious land to Muslims so that they could have their own nation, sovereign nation, independent nation. Mind you, Muslims have got freedom 24 hours before Hindus have got their freedom. Muslims have never said thank you to Hindus. On the contrary, they showed their anger because they wanted a larger Pakistan which they couldn't get. And they showed anger. They have massacred Hindus. They have forcibly converted Hindus. They have raped Hindu women. And such atrocities they have committed, which has no parallel in the history of any other country. Naseerudin said that he is afraid that his two sons, suppose if they are gherawed in future, and they were asked whether they are Hindus or Muslims, what will they say? Because they had not been given religious education, instruction. That is what Naseeruddin has said. My answer or my suggestion to Mr. Shah is very simple. He need not be afraid of about the safety of his children. His children should say only if they are gherawed that they do not subscribe to whatever Sayyid Ahmad has said. They might be Muslim by religion, but they are Indian by culture. That is only Hindu want. It is a very simple question. It is a very simple answer. The problem is very easy to be solved. But unfortunately, the propagandists of Hindu-Muslim unity, they do not realize that it is a two-way affair. At the moment, it has been one-sided affair. Hindus are givers and Muslims are takers. That is being practiced for the last 100 years. Pakistan is one of the foremost center for instigating terrorism in the world. I will explain in very many other ways also. Zia-ul-Haq was the head of the Pakistan, and he was asked a question as to what is the difference between India and Pakistan. He said in one word, Islam is the difference. And that shows that Islam needs to be given a face, that is a human face. Islam needs to be modified according to the demand of the situation. Even today, you must have heard that Mr. Farooq Abdullah, who is enjoying the fruits of the power, his father was minister, chief minister, he was chief minister, his son has enjoyed the same position. A person like him, he is not allowing Indian Parliament to enact any law which will govern the Muslim side, reforms for Muslims. He said that they will live according to the diktat of their holy Quran. This is against democratic principle, this is against secularism, So, the incident which has taken place in Bulandashar is most unfortunate, condemnable. The government should take care, the UP government should take care that nobody is going to be lynched or going to be receive any treatment which that police officer has faced. But that is a very minor, that is very solitary incident. On the basis of that, Naseerudin Shah is committing a mistake when he wants others to believe that minority is unsafe in the present circumstances. Modi government is anti-Muslim, not giving protection to minorities. That is what he wanted people to believe. It is highly deplorable. I will give you another incident that when Khilafat movement was launched, that movement was primarily launched by Hindus in order to resurrect the holy highest authority of Islam, which had been demolished by British in the First World War. The Muslims requested Hindus that they should cooperate, they should form a united front and steer a movement which could be considered as a part of Indian freedom movement. So in order to protect the religious interests of Muslims, Hindus have fought a battle, Hindus have taken up this cause, but the British could not deliver the goods, and therefore, so at that time, Hindus have demanded, the leaders like Shraddhanand and others, that when we are giving so much and doing so much for the cause of Islam, so in order to reciprocate, Muslims should say that they will not kill cow and they will not eat beef. This was the demand of Hindu leaders. Mahatma Gandhi didn't like this. He said that we cannot force Muslims and we cannot demand that they should respect cows. That should come from within. And when Muslims on their own will say that they will respect cows, they will not kill the cow, they will not eat beef, that would be considered the real Hindu-Muslim unity. And he had asked Hindus to wait for that golden moment. I would like to request Mr. Naseerudin Shah to remember that 100 years have passed. Hindus have waited for 100 years that the wisdom will dawn and Muslims will give up hatredness against the respect which Hindu shows as regards the cow. 100 years they have waited. So in some quarters, some people, out of anger, resort to violence. That doesn't mean that there is a consistent, considered, planned movement that is being run in India in order to harass minorities. I will say, with all the moral posts that I have been a journalist for the last 58 years, that Muslims in India are safer than Muslims in Pakistan. I want Modi government to publish a white paper on the conditions of Muslims in Pakistan and Muslims in India, a comparable study, and then we will realize that Muslims in India are safe, fully secured. Mr. Naseerudin Shah should realize that the fight, the battle, the war between Hindus and Muslims are fighting for the last 1200 years. And their ultimate aim is who will dominate the ethos of Indian subcontinent. The cow is the most vital part of this ethos. And Naseerudin Shah should realize that Indian constitution drafted by Ambedkar and others have taken note of the special feelings that Hindus entertain as regards the cow. The Indian constitution decries, the Indian constitution doesn't like the killing of cow. They have asked the government to protect the cow. The Muslims should show some sort of consideration, some sort of sensitiveness towards the ethos of this country, and they should. Now, my last request to Mr. Naseerudin Shah and likes, that Muslim League has passed a resolution in 1910 in which it has been appealed to the Muslim community that they should consider anything that is being considered by Hindus as nectar, they should look at it as a poison. The thing which is nectar to Hindus must be a poison to Muslims. Muslims have been told, have been taught to keep alive this separateness, so they will not be merged into the ocean dominated by Hindu majority. They should give up this thought. This is outdated, impracticable. They should realize that they are minority, but they are only religious minority. They are not national minority. They are not language minority, linguistic minority. They are religious minority, and they have got ample religious freedom guaranteed by the Constitution. And they were Hindus. Muslims living in India were formerly Hindus. So they need not be afraid. of Hindus. They be Muslim by religion, but they are Indians. They are Bharatiya by the culture. So unnecessarily, Naseerudin and others, they should not be a party to this sinister campaign which is being run by Pakistan lobby. He should show his independence and he should respect the ethos of Indian nation, Indian state. That is all I wanted to say.